What's up, guys? Blademaster here from the Wolf of Remus Total War YouTube channel. And this is episode 2 of our series You the Real MVP, where we basically focus on units that aren't utilized enough or that we don't see that are utilized enough. And people generally overlook them either because they're cheap or their stats don't really look the greatest on paper, but they can actually be incredibly useful units if you use them right. And so this will be like a semi-tutorial on either how to use them right or how they can be cost effective. So this episode is about archers and not like the Syrians or Cretan archers. This is about the cheap archers, the 221 talent ones. And the battle that I'm showing you is a battle between me and Memkin. I've taken Macedon, and he's taken Syracuse. Arguably, the better faction is Syracuse, since they have access to Samnites and companion cabs, but they're mostly pretty even. In any case, let me just quickly go over the builds. By the way, the map that we're playing on is Gore, and I'll link the coordinates in the description so that you guys can favorite it when you want. So, anyways, the build that I'm bringing is 3 archers, the shitty ones, 2 levy pikemen behind them, and a militia hoplite, 4 thorax swordsmen, which will be my infantry corps, and then on either flank I have a companion cav and a citizen cav backed up by a militia hoplite, and yeah, the same thing on the right. And then in the middle I have 2 Aspis companion cav. Now, just a small bit of general advice here. Why didn't I put my Aspis companion cav over with my regular companion cav? Well, excuse the shitty graphics, but as you can see here, and thanks to Reptilicus for bringing this to my notice, Citizen Cav have spears, and they have a hidden 10 or 15, no, probably 10 bonus versus enemy cavalry, whereas Mercenary Companions are straight up sword cavalry, so they're like true melee cavalry. They have no bonus versus other cavalry, so they tend to get chewed up by worse cav pretty easily. So that's why I've kept these two over here. Also, it's a um, generally a better idea to keep some of your elite units away from early game battles, so that if you happen to have like a full strength Aspis companion cav by late game, like that's an incredible advantage for you. So, quickly going over Memkin's build, he's got 2 regular pikemen and 3 light pelters behind that. He's got 5 total Samnite warriors, but I can't see one because he's hidden by line of sight. So, anyways, 4. I can only see 4, and 2 of them are on either flank. He's got 2 mercenary companion cav and 1 militia hoplite on his right flank, and he's got a Hippeus lancers and a mercenary companion cavalry backed up by militia hoplite on his left flank. So I'll just quickly fast forward, and yeah, actually, while the game's playing, a nice strategy for this map is to try and rush this hill as soon as possible. I mean, clearly, like the hill is an obvious advantage. Plus, it's forested, so if you have long range skirmishers like archers, you should try and rush it here. I didn't play this game very well. Disclaimer. Um, but yeah, in terms of a general strategy, that's probably what I would do. In any case, I move my entire army a bit in front, just habit. I love to move my armies in front. Almost all the Wolf of Remus clan members are pretty aggressive. I believe I've said that earlier. But yes, Memkin starts moving up his peltas and his pikes. My archers start taking shots right off the bat. But he's moving dangerously close, and the reason why I started firing so late is because his units were hidden by line of sight. So I start to kite back a little bit so that I can use my range advantage a bit better. He's still advancing, and then he's advancing, and I believe he's going to turn his back on me very soon. In any case, he decides to get a bit aggressive with his general, and actually, since this is from my point of view, it's not clear, but from his point of view, my units would be hidden. Just another one of the reasons why I love this map. My units are hidden. I have no idea why he decided to send his general, but he did, and he couldn't see my units. My guys are just right behind there, so pretty aggressive move. And I decided to send my companion cav immediately to try and charge his cavalry. I get a nice rear charge with trample bonus on his general. A good, I mean, a good early game move for me. Already 10 units, 8, 12 units gone right off the bat. I don't really like Hippias Lancers for this reason. It's because they're just terrible. Like among the elite shock cavalry, they're definitely the worst. Um, so yeah, this video is about the archers, and here I'm going on about cavalry. Um, so my archers are busy. I've decided to shoot or focus fire on only one of his peltas. Since they're light peltas, they have very little armor and they will drop pretty quickly. Um, yeah, and I've sent my militia hoplites as missile fodder, so they're busy just targeting these guys and wasting their ammo while my guys are taking them out. Um, yeah, they after the initial HP damage, they start dropping really quickly. 15 kills already for my archers. Um, and now I didn't micro very well, and he basically caught my he got a real nice charge on my general with his companion cav. Another thing to notice, companion cav do not have spears. They're also just like a Aspis companion cav, in that they are a sword melee cavalry, so they have no bonus versus other cavalry. But I mean, the fact of the matter is they're incredibly strong units. Um, so yeah, they'll do a lot of damage either way. So I've got his mercenary companion cav have attacked my general. I start scrambling and I send some help immediately. Um, Meanwhile, my archers are putting a great deal of hurt on his light peltas. One of them is routed already. Um, Very good news for me because these guys can be pretty deadly if left alone. He sent one of his Samnite warriors to deal with my companion cav. I probably didn't see this when I was playing the game. Oh yeah, I did. So that's why I tried to move my Aspis to help out there. I changed my mind and tried to attack his light peltas. Probably not the greatest decision, but in any case, my archers basically take out his light peltas in a matter of minutes. These guys turn their back to the archers, which is not a great move. So over here, I decided to send my thorax swordsman because this just became a massive blob. And he had his Samnite warriors. Samnite warriors will destroy thorax swordsman any day. But anyways, I had to send some support over there. And the reason why I chose this video to showcase the archer's abilities, you'll probably see it in the next minute. So yeah, over here I've decided to focus fire my archers on his left flank, and yeah, for now they're just dealing HP damage, doing regular, just using regular shot. And now, so when this is just a bit of general advice, when you have a rear charge, when you have a unit about to rear charge and a massive infantry blob just like this, a really smart move would be to use fire arrows with your archers. It would help so tremendously in finishing off the fight, because fire arrows deal give you a massive morale penalty for the enemy units. And in addition to that, if you're getting a flank or rear charge, that almost means like an instant waiver for tank units like mercenary Samnite warriors. The Samnite warriors usually have a 55 morale, and now they're already down to 40, and now they're going to get rear charged or flank charged. So let's just see what happens. So militia hoplite is wavering. They only have 30 morale now. These guys. So another useful ability of flaming arrows is if you have some low tier units, they instantly rout, and that could increase the chance of a chain rout happening. So now you'll see these guys have basically a lot of his units have been attacked in the rear. Companion cav already wavering at 44 men. Samnite warriors shaken. Other Samnite warrior wavering at 3/4 strength. This is basically unheard of. Now the mistake that I made, as I told you, I didn't play this game the best, but the mistake I made was I only loosed one volley of fire arrows. In general, if you have 2 or 3 archers with you, What you'd want to do ideally is to set one archer to flaming arrows and set the two other archers to either heavy shot or regular shot. That's what I should have done. But throughout this game, you'll see that either I used all three archers to fire arrows simultaneously, or I used all of them to fire regular shot simultaneously. And the thing about fire arrows is it loses its effect very quickly. So you want someone to constantly be shooting firing flaming arrows all the time. That's not what I did. So while these guys were wavering, eventually they got back to shaken, and that I could have mopped up that flank battle much quicker. Anyways, I decided to change my focus to another samurai warrior, which was in the center. This is another decent target for archers because they are so strong when you hit someone in the flank or in the rear. Um, so yeah, I'm bringing a thorax. By this time, my right flank is basically destroyed. I'm sending a thorax force to help out and just mop up the left flank quick as soon as possible. Like I said, I should and I decide to again change my focus. And yeah, now all of them are going to be firing fire arrows. Um, so yeah, this again leads to almost an instant rout. Um, Shaken, wavering, shaken, and while my guys are only at steady because the fire arrows affect them, since they were the ones who weren't attacked in the rear, these guys rout instantly. Check this out: 62 men's like on half strength. If you can get a samurai warrior to rout, that's amazing. And besides the other two companion cav who are also tanks, routed very quickly. Now I use my archers to attack his general. He only had 15 or 16 men left. And let's just see the kill count right now for these archers: 80, 38, and 86. So already two of them have 86 and 80 kills, which is incredible. The third one, well, I mean, he's probably going to get some more kills later on in the game. So yeah, they're dealing a lot of HP damage. They're great against elite units only once they're down to half strength or even lower than that, because their HP is low and they'll start dropping pretty quickly because of the high damage that archers have. So yeah, these Hippes Lancers get a nice rear charge on my Levy Pikemen. These guys won't survive for long if this continues. But thankfully, my archers, since I focused fire on them, they killed the general and he's done. Meanwhile, I use my Aspis Cav to attack him in the rear, the Samurai Warrior. Again, this was a prime opportunity for me to use fire arrows. If I had been a bit more efficient in using my archers, I could have instant routed that guy too. But this game is not looking too good right now. However, another good use. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but this is a pretty decent use of fire arrows again, because I am getting a flank slash rear charge on with my thorax swordsman, and yeah, it just helps with the morale shock. It's a bit risky because I had a thorax sword at about 30 men over here and they died. Not they didn't die, well, they routed because the fire arrows hit them and they suffered a morale shock as well. But in general, I mean, they wouldn't have done too much. They wouldn't have been of too much help anyways. Anyway, so these guys have started to waver, attacked in the rear. They've routed. Militia hoplites, prime target for fire arrows. They're already shaken. These guys wavering because they were attacked in the flank plus fire arrows. So yeah, see, you can see that fire arrows can be incredibly effective, and just for this one reason, bringing cheap archers is actually a worthwhile investment. Because how much are you spending? Just 220. They're one of the cheapest units, cheapest skirmish units that you can bring, and they could be incredibly effective, like how I showed over here. Again, I didn't use them perfectly, but if I could have, they could have actually turned the tide of this battle. Imagine that. I mean, 220 cost units changing the tide of a battle. Anyways, this battle is basically wrapping up. I still have one basically full strength Aspis Cav, only 20 men down. Stupid move on my part. Try and attack his pikemen, and he set his pikemen. They set their pikes down, and these guys, they get a bunch of casualties for no reason. So yeah, I've only got two thorax swords left, both at around half strength. I have only one archer unit who has ammo left. He was the one with I think 40 kills. Yeah, for some reason, I guess they didn't. He didn't. I mean, that unit didn't use all its ammo. The other two guys are done. They did a great job, but I mean, they're done. This game is just about wrapping up. Aspis Cav had a lot of kills, but I mean, you can't really do anything versus this blob over here. Uh, Maybe if I moved my levy pike over here to try and stay in formation and try and kill some of his units, that might have changed something. But I mean, probably wouldn't have. Just use my last levy pikemen, take them off of formation attack, and try to swarm the Samurai warrior. Try and rout them. Didn't work. Uh, Companion cap got a rear charge, so that's basically it for me. But I hope you guys saw the point of this video, and I hope you guys learned a little bit about cheap skirmishers, like cheap archers. Javelin men could be used for the same reason, but they have less ammo, and less range, so it's just a hassle to use flaming shot with them. We have another episode on javelin cavalry, and those guys they can use fire arrows very well because they're very maneuverable, so that makes up for their low range. um, you know Using two or three archers, very cheap archers, can prove to be very effective, especially with scare builds. But as you can see, even without scare builds, as long as you can get a rear charge or flank charge with some supporting units. Anyways, guys, hope you guys like this video, and stay tuned for more Udariel MVP. Until next time, guys, see you.